For me, inspiration comes from many different places. As a family man, I find inspiration in my immediate family, my wife and my kids. They are a great source of inspiration to create a different world, a new world that is better than the world I found when I was born, and also to do great things and invest in great projects. Secondly, my father, who is the creator of Trinity Capital as a group, has allowed us, the new generation, to take on his project and build on top of what he started building many years ago. The source of inspiration that I get from him is his leadership, the good mentor and businessman that he is, and the impact that he wants to create in the world. In terms of attributes, I believe that one of the biggest keys to our success as an organization, and one of the keys to my success as a business person, is the permanent awareness to opportunity. This is part of the DNA of Trinity Capital, and this is part of the DNA of Juan Gonzalez. This, in combination with a good orientation to results, we have developed the ability to recognize the results that are important and the steps to achieve those results. Second of all, perseverance. Perseverance is the persistence despite the difficulty to achieve success. This is a key component of a good, strong business person. And third of all, of course, there's a human factor. We care about the people. We want to have an impact in the people. We have to impact job creation. For that, one attribute that comes to mind is the ability to listen. Listening to people has given us the opportunity to be exposed to ideas that might have seemed crazy at the beginning, but that gave us really strong impact in our portfolio. So capacity to listen is a great asset to have. I think every single person in this group of 40 under 40s has great stories to show their progress to be where they are today. Some of them are happy stories, some of them are sad stories, and some of them are funny stories. One story that comes to mind goes back to 2017, when we were starting our first international branch for the Trinity Capital Group. In 2017, we used that whole year to work very quietly to build what we have today. Once we decided to go out to the world and wave our flag, a lot of people looked at us and raised their eyebrows and said, "You're crazy. Nobody opens an office to spend money." My message was very clear. We want to open a family office to invest money. We want to create value. Fast forward to 2020, we have proven that we had a good point and we have a good story to tell. It might have seemed like a challenging story back then, but the lesson is that today we use that story to show that no matter what everybody says, you can learn and push forward by following your dream and following your project. The family business in Colombia was born in 2007. Fast forward to 2017 was when it was decided to start our very first international branch in Canada. The dream was born over a family gathering in Blue Mountain in Collingwood, Ontario, during a family vacation, and all the conversations around the future and everything. We decided that we wanted to start our international branch to invest in the Canadian economy. Our idea of creating a business and our idea of the future is to create a company for generations. My father and I, when we agreed to start our own company in Canada, we agreed on the very first principle. We are not going to create a company for the coming years. We're going to create a company for the future generations, my kids and their kids, to take over and grow the business even more. Trinity is a product of our perseverance and attachment to our values. Those values are hard work, respect, transparency, and accountability. We have guided our business like a sailor will guide his ship. He knows where the arrival port is. He knows that there are storms and there's headwinds, but he doesn't stop going towards that port. Regardless of the conditions in the market, in the industries, etc., we continue to follow our objective, and that has really helped us to build what Trinity is today. This COVID-19 crisis has showed us that we are capable of adapting. The best example is that today we're having this 40 under 40 ceremony virtually. I have a couple of comments for the people of Niagara. The first one is, today the most important thing is that we all stay safe and healthy, but most of all, that we stay united. Secondly, we as the private sector have a big responsibility. So I want to invite everybody, all the business owners and all the business people in Niagara, to be ready so that when we come out of this big crisis, we're ready to deploy capital, that we are ready to re-employ those people that had to be let go, unfortunately, due to this situation. And lastly, I want to share a good example of the optimism that we need to live. My son was invited to write a letter to an elderly person that is at home, probably by himself, experiencing this isolation all alone with no family and no friends. And he wrote, "I want you to know that all of this that we are experiencing will soon pass. You must take good care of yourself because you're very important to your family, your friends, and those who care about you. In a short time, you will be able to run back to those who love you. Have a good day, today and always. I want to invite everybody to remain positive. This will pass, and we as the private sector will be ready to support the Niagara economy."